Okay, so let's start now.
Yeah.
Welcome back again, once again on this session. And today we will be talking about IELTS. That's a language proficiency program. And so there are three things which we will be discussing today. First is, what is this IELTS all about? Is what is this language proficiency program all about? Number two is, when it comes to TASA Global, what are we doing and how are we delivering this program? That's the second part of it. And the third part will be that is related to the marketing part of it. And I want people to participate with lots of enthusiasm as well as I would say actively, so that in sales session or the session for the sales, that will become more interactive. And rather than giving you a very typical sales this thing, I wish that people should, because all of us we have been working in sales for quite some time, so we know how to sell. So there is no point for me to tell you that how you can sell this IELTS. But rather than that, if I invite or if I get some questions from your side which are related to the sales process directly, I will be able to throw much light onto it, and I can share my own experiences there. So let's start. So IELTS stand for International English Language Testing System. More than 90% people who are completely aware about what is IELTS, but they do not know the acronym, the full acronym. It's an International English Language Testing System. तो ये थोड़ा ध्यान में रखना जरूरी है. So let's understand little bit more on a theoretical part. IELTS or English language testing system is widely recognized standardized test designed to assess English language proficiency of individuals who are from non-native English speaking countries, or who are not from the English speaking countries like US, UK, Canada, Australia kind of thing. So typically, if you look at it, is actually made for largely for Asians. हम अपने इंडिया के हिसाब से देखें तो it is made for Asians कि जिनका English language native language नहीं है, तो हमारे लिए है. So it is English language proficiency. It is commonly used for the purpose of education, immigration and employment. IELTS जो English language proficiency है, उसके 2 या 3 ही रीजन होते हैं क्यों चेक करना है. या तो कोई पढ़ने के लिए जा रहा है, या तो कोई इमिग्रेट होने वाला है, या तो कोई जॉब के लिए जा रहा है. अब ये जरूरी क्यों है? बिकॉज whenever any person from non-English speaking country visits English speaking country, it is very, very important for that person to prove his proficiency in ability, or you can say the ability in communicate with people in English. So that's the main objective of identifying the proficiency level of English language. It is recognized by thousands of institutions and organizations worldwide, including university, college, immigration authorities, and employers. Okay. At least I have partial list of universities and list of 5,584 universities who are accepting IELTS. Much before IELTS, we will see the history of IELTS as well. But much before IELTS, there was TOEFL, right? Have you heard about TOEFL? Okay. Without Googling it out, anyone would like to tell me the acronym of TOEFL? Anyone knows that? Don't Google it out. What is TOEFL? No one? हाँ या ना तो बोल सकते हो भाई, या तो चैट में आप बोल सकते हो यस और नो. नो. ज्योति सेज नो. ओके.
Test of English foreign language.
क्या क्या?
Test of English foreign language.
Okay, you are close to that.
Test of English as a foreign language.
Okay, it is a taste of English as a foreign language. TOEFL, taste of English as a foreign language. Okay, ये उसका है. So much before IELTS, TOEFL was very popular English testing system, accepted, the score of which was accepted worldwide. But in the recent past, acceptance of TOEFL has gone down compared to IELTS. So let's understand the history of IELTS. IELTS was actually developed and launched somewhere in 80s, and it was developed collaboratively by British Council, IDP, IELTS Australia, and the University of Cambridge. Right? So इन लोगों ने साथ में मिलकर IELTS को डेवलप किया था और लॉन्च किया. And the first official test of IELTS was administered somewhere in 1989. अब आप पूछोगे इसका सेल्स से क्या संबंध है? सवाल सेल्स से संबंध नहीं है. But there are people who are of earlier generations who have appeared for TOEFL. Now they are coming with coming and meeting us for their children. वो अभी भी वो TOEFL के बारे में बात करते हैं. For them, the buying for IELTS is not much. So this is something which I have experienced from my personally. तो वो कहते हैं TOEFL क्यों नहीं देना है? IELTS के बारे में इतना नहीं सुना है. But acceptance of TOEFL is much lesser than IELTS now. तो आपको ये हिस्ट्री कहीं ना कहीं पर आपको यूज करने में आसानी रहेगी कि पहला IELTS एग्जाम कब हुआ था? 1989 में एडमिनिस्टर हुआ, और उसके बाद 1990 से लेकर 2000 के बीच में दिस टेस्ट, द स्कोर ऑफ दिस टेस्ट हैज स्टार्टेड, जिसको कहते हैं उसका एक्सेप्टेंस इसका इंटरनेशनली बढ़ने लगा. And it has been accepted, the score has been accepted by organizations, institutions, government bodies, and everyone. Right? So that's a history of IELTS. So कितने तरह के IELTS है? IELTS has actually, यहाँ पर मैंने दो के बारे में बताया है, लेकिन दूसरे और दो टाइप के IELTS भी हैं. So the first IELTS is, there are two versions. First one is the academic and another is the general training. So academics is been used by students. So the students who are planning to go abroad for undergrad or the postgrad, education, उनके लिए IELTS academic देना जरूरी होता है. While people who are going abroad for on immigration or work or maybe vocational training के लिए अगर जा रहे हैं तो उनको IELTS जनरल देना है. ये दो important differences हैं, right? इसके अलावा दूसरे दो हैं which are not at this point in time applicable for us. That is उसमें दो होते हैं. One is IELTS life skill and IELTS UKVI. Okay, but both of them, they are not applicable for us at this point in time, so I am not covering those two. But मोटा मोटी हमको याद रखना है IELTS for academic and IELTS for general purpose. So IELTS basically consists of four basic sections: listening, reading, writing and speaking. ये चार अलग अलग होते हैं. यही से आपको पता चल जाएगा कि IELTS का मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव कम्युनिकेटिव इंग्लिश है. इट इज नॉट लिटरेचर बाय इटसेल्फ. सो IELTS ट्रेनिंग या कोचिंग ये लिटरेचर की नहीं है. वहां पर ग्रामर नहीं सिखाया जाएगा, बट इट्स अ वे ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन. तो इट इज अ कम्युनिकेटिव इंग्लिश. इट इज नॉट लिटरेचर और इट इज नॉट, जिसको कहते हैं ना, साहित्यिक अंग्रेजी नहीं है. सो जो भी टेस्ट होता है वो कैसे एडमिनिस्टर होता है. लिसनिंग में क्या कवर होगा? देयर आर 4 रिकॉर्डेड मोनोलॉग्स एंड कन्वर्सेशन. पार्टिसिपेंट्स रिक्वेस्टिंग यू टू टेक द नोट्स because this is very important piece of information. ये पूरा स्लाइड जो है, अगर आप चाहो तो आप इसका स्क्रीनशॉट भी ले सकते हो या फिर आप लिख लो. I don't mind to allow you for a couple of more minutes on writing this, क्योंकि जब क्वेरी आती है तब वो देखकर बताता हूं यही बात हो जाती है फिर. Let me go through that. No, if we are selling IELTS coaching, then we must be very clear कि उसमें कौन से पार्ट होते हैं, उसका ड्यूरेशन क्या है, उसका मीनिंग क्या है, उसका एक्रोनिम क्या है, वो कहां पर उसका टेस्ट होता है, उसका टेस्ट का ड्यूरेशन कितना है, उसका बैंड कैसे कैलकुलेट होता है, या बैंड क्या इंडिकेट करता है, ये सब होना जरूरी है. बिकॉज इफ स्टूडेंट आस्क यू ये लिसनिंग में क्या करवाते हैं, एंड इफ यू डू नॉट हैव आंसर दैट इन लिसनिंग देयर आर 4 recorded monologues and conversations will be there which you have to attend in first 30 minutes and you have to understand them. और उसके ऊपर आपको responses देने हैं. So listening test will be of 30 minutes. Reading test will be of 60 minutes. और इसमें क्या होता है, there are 3 long reading passages with the task. Task means you can say in a very layman language questions. Now this text may include diagrams, graphs or illustrations, and the text normally taken from the books, journals, magazines and newspaper. तो कुछ भी आ सकता है. तो पहली बात तो ये है कि अगर एज अ काउंसलर इफ यू टू गाइड स्टूडेंट्स, यू टू गाइड स्टूडेंट कि डोंट ऑलवेज रिलाई ओनली ऑन द कोर्स मटेरियल. एक्सपांड योर एरिया ऑफ रीडिंग. वो कहीं से कुछ भी आ सकता है और जिसके ऊपर आपको रिस्पॉन्स करना है. So this will be for 60 minutes. The third part is a writing part. Again, student will get 60 minutes, जिसके अंदर summaries and or you can say you have to summarize, you have to describe or you have to explain the table or the graph or the chart or the diagram which is given to you. It can be anything. और आपको उसको summarize करना है या तो describe करना है. And there will be one short essay of at least 250 words. ये 2 activities writing में होती हैं. And the 4th part is a speaking, which is normally 11 to 14 minutes या 15 minutes होता है. तो इसके अंदर face to face interview without disruptions or distractions, which also includes short questions, speaking at a length about familiar topic. They will give the familiar topic or you the topic to choose and they will ask you to speak. And the structured discussion. ये इसमें से कुछ भी हो सकता है. So overall if you look at, first thing, IELTS is all about communicative English, the proficiency in communication, English communication. Number 2, the duration of this test will be approximately 2 hours 45 minutes. Okay, any question on this before we move on? No questions? No one has responded, so I presume there is no question. So let me continue. So अभी IELTS के अंदर 2 चीजें समझने की जरूरत है. One is cost. Means cost में 2 चीजें समझने की जरूरत है. There are 2 types of cost which are applicable for IELTS. One is coaching. Means you are taking the coaching from institutes or maybe the company like TASA Global, who will coach student to acquire proficiency in English language before student appear for the final test. So the first cost is a coaching cost or coaching fee. दूसरा जो होता है that is a testing fee. One is coaching fee, another is testing fee. Coaching fee जो है component, that component is highly unorganized and unstructured. If your student is sitting in a highly competitive market, then the fees would be anything between 8,000 to 10,000 rupees. But I have seen a very uncompetitive market where IELTS coaching fee is as high as 25,000 to 35,000. Okay? So there is no governing body which can administer the coaching fee part of it. Okay. I know one of the institute in Gujarat who is having, I think now 11 branches in Gujarat, जहां पर IELTS कोचिंग का कोई ड्यूरेशन ही फिक्स नहीं है. ये मैं इसलिए बताता हूं आपको, ये एग्जांपल इसलिए मैं शेयर कर रहा हूं कि हो सकता है इन योर लोकेशन यू मे फाइंड अ वेरी सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ सेटअप. द ओरिजिनल यानी जो ब्रिटिश काउंसिल की तरफ से जो प्रिस्क्राइब किया गया है, दैट इज 24 hours of coaching, that's all. To learn or to acquire proficiency, only 24 hours of coaching is needed. But it doesn't happen in reality. So, the institute which I am talking about, they are conducting IELTS coaching in an ongoing format. So, there is no batch start date or anything. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. उनके यहाँ 24/7 coaching IELTS का चल रहा है. Student can walk into the any branch of their choice at any point of time. So classroom is not fixed, branch is not fixed, program is also not fixed. IELTS कहीं पर भी जाके करो. And their fee structure is 1,500 rupees per month, and you can continue as long as you want. So there is no actual, fees which you can calculate. किसी के लिए 12 महीने हो सकते हैं, किसी के लिए 6 महीने हो सकते हैं. तो 9,000 से लेकर 18,000 कुछ भी हो सकता है. बट नॉर्मली जो मैंने आपको बताया 8 से 10,000 के रेंज में कोचिंग फी होती है. द अनदर कंपोनेंट दैट इज टेस्टिंग फी. सो टेस्टिंग फी इज एडमिनिस्ट्रेड प्रॉपरली. ओके, एंड इन इंडिया IDP इज एडमिनिस्ट्रिंग द टेस्ट एंड ऑल. ओके, सो 2 तरह का टेस्ट होता है. वन इज अ पेपर बेस्ड, another is a computer based. Paper based हर सिटी में और रिमोट लोकेशंस में अवेलेबल है. कंप्यूटर सब मेन सेंटर्स में अवेलेबल है. बट अलॉन्ग विथ कंप्यूटर बेस्ड, अगर आपको मेन सिटी में भी पेपर बेस्ड चाहिए तो आप वो ऑप्शन वर्कआउट कर सकते हो. ओके, सो 2 फॉर्मेट है, कंप्यूटर बेस्ड, पेपर बेस्ड. दोनों का टेस्टिंग फी 16,500 करंट है. अगले साल हो सकता है चेंज हो जाए. लास्ट ईयर आई थिंक if I'm not wrong, last year it was 13,000 rupees. This year they have increased to 16,500 rupees now. Right? Test duration is 2 hours 45 minutes. अभी टेस्ट सेंटर जो आपको स्क्रीन पर जो दिख रहा है, 75 cities, those are applicable only for paper based test, not computer based test. Paper based. Computer all over India में हर जगह पर है. Right? So there is no specific number of tests. Everywhere it is applicable. The frequency of test is every day for online. Means all 365 days test चलता रहता है उनका, जिसका रिजल्ट यूजुअली 3 से 5 दिन के भीतर आपको मिल जाता है. While in case of paper based, there are 48 times in a year they are conducting test. 48 times, यानी if you effectively 4 times in a month, यानी वीकली एक बार टेस्ट होता है उसका पेपर बेस्ड. जबकि ऑनलाइन ऑल 24/7 ऑल डेज उसका है. राइट? अब पेपर बेस्ड जो है उसका रिजल्ट आने में तकरीबन 13 से 15 दिन लगते हैं. ये आपको मान के चलना. सो इन केस इफ यू आर सजेस्टिंग IELTS पेपर बेस्ड टू एनी स्टूडेंट्स, यू हैव टू रिमेंबर वो स्टूडेंट का एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस के लिए आपके पास कितने दिन का समय अवेलेबल है. अगर आपके पास समय कम अवेलेबल है So you have to, ask your student to go for the computer based, right? And this score is accepted in more than 11,000 institutions globally, right? Okay. Any question before we move on? Dipti, you asked where will be the tests are conducted. I said it is in all locations, and if you want, the list of location is available on IELTS site. In fact, IELTS site पर जाओगे तो आपको लोकेशन वाइज टेस्ट शेड्यूल ब्लॉक करने के लिए ऑप्शन भी अवेलेबल है, राइट? सो इट इज अवेलेबल पैन इंडिया. Okay. Any other question before we move on?
Makaran, in terms of challenge, either the paper-based or the computer-based, the difficulty is the same, right? With
Difficulty
testing.
level is same. Difficulty level is same. उन्होंने पेपर बेस्ड दो पर्पसेस से रखा हुआ है. एक, जहां पर इंटरनेट अवेलेबल नहीं है,
अच्छा, ओके,
ठीक है, तो पेपर बेस्ड आप ले सकते हो, राइट? नंबर टू इज there are people who are not very comfortable using the computer interface for testing. Okay, so that's the reason they opt for paper based.
Correct.
यही दो रीजन है और कुछ नहीं, ठीक है? Any other question? If you do not have question, at least respond me that there's no question, so I can move ahead.
No, sir.
Thank you. Okay, thanks, Dipti. So let's move on. Now
Let's proceed, Makaran. There's no questions, I believe.
okay, thank you. So let's understand few important areas of IELTS. First is the scoring method. The IELTS score is reported on the scale of 9 bands. 9 बैंड है हर एक के लिए, यानी जो 4 पैरामीटर है, लिसनिंग, स्पीकिंग, राइटिंग, ये जितने भी 4 है ना, ये चारों 4 के लिए 9 each. There are 9 band scale has been created. The band indicates one is non-user of English, यानी जिसको बिल्कुल समझ में नहीं आता इंग्लिश क्या है, and the 9 which is highest, which is known as either proficient or the expert user. So lowest is 1, highest is 9. Validity of this program is 2 years from the test date. अक्सर आपको लोग पूछेंगे कि IELTS का वैलिडिटी कितना है, और लोग IELTS और GRE के बीच में goof off कर देते हैं. GRE 3 साल के लिए, IELTS 2 साल के लिए, वो कभी कभी उल्टा हो जाता है, right? So IELTS score is valid for 2 years. So in case if you are helping students to go abroad maybe 2 years in advance, there is no harm that your students should undergo this test and clear the test. The acceptance of this score, मैं already बता चुका हूँ, more than 11,000 institutions are accepting, including the leading countries like जितने भी English speaking countries है, US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, anything, okay, they are accepting IELTS score. Okay. जब प्रिपरेशन की बात करते हैं, there are 2 parts of the, 3 part of the preparation. One is the coaching process itself, which is faculty led. तो faculty आपको जो सिखाती है, that is one. Number 2, which is also supported with the study material, and the number 3 is sample test questions, or you can say mock sessions. Normally 2 से 3 mock session attend करने के पश्चात student फाइनल टेस्ट के लिए आगे जाता है, बिकॉज मॉक सेशन में फिर तब तक स्टूडेंट को अंदाजा आ जाता है कि ऑन 9 बैंड्स वेयर विल आई बी स्टैंडिंग इन द फाइनल एग्जामिनेशन, राइट? अब ये जो 4 मॉड्यूल्स है उसको समझना बहुत जरूरी है. ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द लिसनिंग, जिसमें 30 मिनट्स से इन दिस सेक्शन यू विल लिसन 4 रिकॉर्डेड टेक्स्ट प्लेड ऑन ऑडियो रिकॉर्डिंग. आपको 4 पीसीस आपको सुनाए जाएंगे, recorded pieces. There will be a variety of speaker and the accent to stimulate a real world listening situation. वो यूएस एसेंट भी हो सकती है, ब्रिटिश भी हो सकती है, ऑस्ट्रेलियन भी हो सकती है, कुछ भी हो सकती है. You will answer 40 questions based on this listening material. Right? And the listening test is divided into 4 sections, each with its own set of questions. यानी 10-10 के 4 सेट्स होते हैं. So 40 क्वेश्चंस आपको देने हैं. एकेडमिक में क्या है, रीडिंग में है इन एकेडमिक वर्जन. अब इसमें जनरल और एकेडमिक में थोड़ा सा फर्क है. तो इन एकेडमिक से वर्जन देयर आर 3 रीडिंग पैसेजेस दैट बिकम्स अ प्रोग्रेसिवली मोर डिफिकल्ट. और अब तो जो कंप्यूटर बेस्ड है उसमें एआई बेस्ड भी आ गया है. तो आपने जिस लेवल का डिफिकल्टी सॉल्व किया, नेक्स्ट विल बी द हायर डिफिकल्टी ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाएगा. The texts are typically taken from the academic sources like textbook, journals, and research paper. And you will answer 40 questions that assess your ability to understand and analyze a complex written information. Right? Third part is the writing. अब राइटिंग जो है, राइटिंग और रीडिंग ये दो जो कंपोनेंट्स हैं ना, ये जनरल इंग्लिश, जनरल एकेडमिक जनरल के लिए अलग है, और हम यहाँ पर सिर्फ एकेडमिक की बात कर रहे हैं. So in academic IELTS, there are 2 writing tasks. One is you will be presented with a visual, presentation, such as graph, chart, or something, or the diagram. और आपको उसके ऊपर एक समरी लिखनी होती है या डिस्क्रिप्शन लिखना है, जो भी आपको विजुअल रिप्रेजेंटेशन दिया है. और दूसरा जो है, you will be given one essay question to essay questions are asked to write an essay to respond it. This task assess your ability to represent the argument and provide an analysis. यानी यहाँ पे सवाल का जवाब नहीं देना है, जवाब से आपको सवाल बनाना है. The storyline which you have to create. That's writing. And the fourth part, that is speaking, जिसमें स्पीकिंग टेस्ट कंडक्टेड ऑन one-on-one basis, वो इंटरव्यू के फॉर्म में नॉर्मली होता है. और इसमें 3 पार्ट में ये डिस्ट्रीब्यूट है. पार्ट 1 is an introduction and interview about a familiar topic related to your life and experience. स्टूडेंट को ही बताया जाता है, you pick up a topic of your choice and you have to tell us something about that topic. Part 2 will be, you will be given a cue card with the topic and 1 minute to prepare, and then you will speak about 1 to 2 minutes on that particular topic. It's a very extempore kind of, presentation should come out. The third part, which is a discussion with the examiner on the abstract and the complex topics related to the cue card. इसमें डिस्कशन होता है. सो पहले में आप इंटरव्यू करते हो, ये मीन्स आप आपके फैमिलियर टॉपिक पे आप बात करते हो. दूसरे में आपको टॉपिक दिया जाता है, उस टॉपिक के ऊपर बात करते हो. और तीसरे में उसी टॉपिक के ऊपर डिस्कशन करते हो. सो देयर आर द 3 डिफरेंट पार्ट्स इंक्लूडेड इनटू स्पीकिंग, और वो 11 से 15 मिनट के बीच में फिनिश करना होता है. राइट? अब इसमें ये चारों में जो लिसनिंग और स्पीकिंग पार्ट है वो एकेडमिक और जनरल दोनों में सेम रहेगा, लेकिन और रीडिंग और राइटिंग ये दोनों जनरल और एकेडमिक्स में अलग अलग होते हैं. यहाँ पर मैंने सिर्फ एकेडमिक्स लिया बिकॉज वी आर फोकसिंग मोर ऑन एकेडमिक, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट इनटू द इमिग्रेशन एंड ऑल, सो वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट पार्ट राइट नाउ. ओके, एनी क्वेश्चन बिफोर वी मूव ऑन?
Makran, in writing, I think you told us in the beginning itself that the grammar, sentence formation, paragraph writing kind of thing. I mean, obviously, if it is off the track of when you're writing in terms of grammar, it will not be content. I mean, I want to understand that part.
See, in writing, want to identify. In fact, they want to identify your ability to understand
Okay.
a topic. Okay. Much focus is not given on the grammar part of it, but it is given how are you responding. I think we lost him. Anyway, anyone has any question before we move on? No questions? So let me move on. Now, we will be talking on, or rather, we will try to understand the matrix of 9 bands. और ये 9 bands हम सबको पता होना जरूरी है. Practically speaking, no one can remember. So it's always advisable you pull out the, take the printout and put it on your softboard in front of you. So 1 to 9 के बीच में हम बात करते हैं. 0 का तो कोई मतलब नहीं, because 0 is something the person who has not attempted at all. But a person who has scored 1 is completely non-user, no ability to use language beyond possibly a few words that person can understand. Number 2 is an intermittent user, जिसको no real communication is possible except some basic information using certain familiar words, जो हम हमारे language में रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में use करते हैं. 3 is extremely limited user, who convey and understand only the general meaning of the familiar situation, but उसके अलावा ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं. Ramesh, I'll answer your question separately because we lost you in.
No, बीच में power some issue. I came back after a minute.
That's
okay. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine.
So, अगर किसी का स्कोर 4 है, so that person is a limited user. ठीक है, उसका competency बहुत ही limited है, okay, and he's not ready for English speaking program at all. 5 is a modest user who has a partial command over the language, try to match up with a lot of struggle, but still not able to speak in English or use English language comfortably. 6 is a competent user. Now, यहाँ से थोड़ा सा result improvement का दिखता है. The person who has scored 6 has been considered as the person who has a effective command on the English language despite of some small inaccuracies and inappropriateness or misunderstanding. And he can use and understand fairly complex language and particularly familiar situation. अब आप यहाँ पर देखिए 6 का स्कोर भी ज्यादातर यूनिवर्सिटी एक्सेप्ट नहीं करती. They are expecting minimum 6.5. So let's understand 7 में क्या है. 7 is a good user. The person has operational command of the language. Please understand the meaning of this. Operational command means the person is not extremely good in English literature per se, okay, but he has a command over the operational language or the operational part of the language. Although the occasional inaccuracy or inappropriateness will always be there, but generally handles the complex language as well as understand the detailed reasoning. 8 यानी अगर आप देखो तो 6 और 7 के बीच में यानी कॉम्पिटेंट यूजर और गुड यूजर के बीच में अगर स्टूडेंट का स्कोर है that is 6.5, which is usually accepted or expected by the universities, right? लेकिन देखिए जो यूनिवर्सिटी 6.5 का बैंड मिनिमम एलिजिबिलिटी में लिखते हैं, उन्होंने और एक लिखा होता है कि 6.5 ओवरऑल चाहिए but nothing less than 6 in any of the parameters. Please remember. तो वहां पर अगर ओवरऑल आपका 6.5 है लेकिन किसी में अगर 5.5 है तो नहीं चलेगा, because that person at 5.5 will be somewhere in between competent user to modest user के बीच में रहेगा. So that is not acceptable. तो ये थोड़ा सा हमको याद रखना पड़ेगा. 7 is good user, 8 is very good user. Now this person again has a fully operational command over the English language, okay. Only occasional unsystematic inaccuracy would be there. sometime misunderstand the subject, sometime which is completely unfamiliar situation, or he has to handle the complex situation or the little argumentation, or maybe the person is under little stress. Otherwise, the person having 8 band score is considered to be the good user of English language. The 9 is an expert user. Okay, 9 usually कोई score नहीं कर सकता है. Usually मैंने जो देखा है, that is between 6.5 to 8.5 के बीच में देखा. So that's all about understanding the matrix of band score, right? Going back to answering this Ramesh's question, Ramesh, in academic writing में, they will not look at your grammar inaccuracies, but they want to understand how effectively you are able to write with minimum mistakes. Now you comprehend this with the score band, okay? अगर inaccuracy level कौन सा हो सकता है, या acceptable inaccuracy level कौन सा है, वो आपको band score से
पता चलेगा.
पता चल जाएगा, right? So, but please understand, IELTS is not actually focusing on a grammar part of it, because it's part of the literature. यहाँ पर communication is more important, right?
Yeah. Thanks.
Now, when it comes to TASA Global, तो normally 3 format में IELTS coaching होता है, 3 formats. First is the typical classroom sessions, जहां पर इंस्ट्रक्टर लेड ट्रेनिंग या कोचिंग होता है क्लासरूम में, ठीक है? दैट्स one format. Another format is similar kind of instructor led training is happening in the real time situation, which is known as a online live. So यहाँ पर physical classroom has been replaced by the digital classroom. बस इतना ही फर्क है, okay? And the third one is online recorded. Means पहले से सेशंस को रिकॉर्ड करके रख दिया गया है और आपको वो रिकॉर्डिंग देखकर सीखना है. अभी तीनों में फर्क क्या है? हर एक के अपने अपने प्रोज एंड कॉन्स है. So let's start with the classroom session. Classroom session में you are having access of your faculties in front of you. You can interact with that faculty. Okay, you can interact with your colleagues. Okay, you are studying in one particular environment. यानी जिसको कहते हैं ना लर्निंग एनवायरमेंट में बैठकर आप IELTS करते हो, which is highly disciplined, highly programmed, क्योंकि आपका बैच टाइमिंग वगैरह सब कुछ आपको अचीव करना है या आपको फॉलो करना है. सो ये उसका फोकस एरिया है. ऑनलाइन लाइन में अगर हम बात करें तो ऑफलाइन क्लासरूम की बात करते हैं पहले. तो इन ऑफलाइन क्लासरूम, once your session has been done, okay, you can't revisit that session again because that portion has been covered. तो आपको आगे ही बढ़ना है. You can't go back again you can study. Number 1 challenge. Number 2 challenge is, in case you have missed out any session on any particular day, you can't actually ask your faculty, अरे मैं उस दिन नहीं आया तो मुझे फिर से सिखाओ. Okay, so missed portion of your curriculum is missed forever. ये दूसरा है, ठीक है? इसके अगेंस्ट में अगर आप ऑनलाइन लाइव में देखते हो तो जो बेनिफिट आपको क्लासरूम सेशन के यानी इन पर्सन क्लासरूम सेशन के जो मिलते हैं वही डिजिटल में भी मिलते हैं, बिकॉज यू आर हियर अगेन यू आर गेटिंग एक्सेस टू द फैकल्टी डायरेक्टली. You are having peers with you. You can interact with your peers and everything. The only missing part is कि वहां पर आप घर पर बैठकर कर रहे हो, so you may not have that access of the learning atmosphere unless it has been well maintained at your home. But the advantage here is, अगर आपने जो भी सेशन अटेंड किया है, but you are still not able to acquire that clarity of that particular session which has been conducted, you can revisit that session by using that recorded sessions. क्योंकि यहाँ पर आपको रिकॉर्डिंग मिलेगी. जो सेशन आपने अटेंड किया है या जो सेशन आपने मिस भी कर दिया है, हर एक का आपको रिकॉर्डिंग मिलेगा. यानी अगर 24 आवर्स का कोचिंग की मैं अगर बात करता हूं IELTS की, ठीक है, तो वो 24 आवर्स का सेशन में 24 टाइम्स भी प्ले करके देख सकता हूं. So I need not to go back to faculty again and again. I need not to solve my problems there because मुझे सिर्फ वो recording देख लेना है. And the most advantageous is कि अगर due to some emergencies, in case you have missed any particular session, you really need not to worry about it because you will automatically receive your recording for that particular day or session. तो ये ऑनलाइन लाइव का फॉर्मेट है और बेनिफिट्स है. अब हम बात करते हैं ऑनलाइन रिकॉर्डेड. अब ऑनलाइन रिकॉर्डेड इज कंप्लीटली अनकंट्रोल्ड एनवायरनमेंट में है, यानी आप 24 आवर्स आपके पास एक्सेस है इसका. ठीक है, ऑनलाइन लाइव में ऐसा नहीं है. ऑनलाइन लाइव में भी बैच टाइमिंग होते हैं, तो आपको उस वक्त अटेंड करना है जैसे क्लासरूम सेशन करते हो. ऑनलाइन लाइव में 24/7 आप आपकी कन्वीनियंसी के हिसाब से कोचिंग ले सकते हो बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज इन अ रिकॉर्डेड फॉर्मेट. So obviously, here you don't get an opportunity to ask questions. No doubt, उसमें भी फॉर्मेट होता है कि आप आपके फैकल्टीज को मेल डालकर आपके क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो. बट हियर यू कांट, जैसे 1-to-1 जो हम डिस्कशन करते हैं, इट इज नॉट अवेलेबल. बट द कन्वीनियंसी एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम or any part of the day you want to attend the session, you can attend. You can attend that session again and again and again because all sessions are recorded. So ये 3 फॉर्मेट में IELTS का कोचिंग होता है, राइट. अब टासा की बात करते हैं. टासा में हमारे पास 2 फॉर्मेट है. वन इज ऑनलाइन लाइव एंड अनदर इज ऑनलाइन रिकॉर्डेड. इफ यू हैव अ स्टूडेंट हु विश टू अटेंड क्लासरूम सेशन बट उसको ट्रैवल नहीं करना है, ठीक है, he doesn't want to waste his time in traveling, ठीक है, या फिर उसके he doesn't have the access of कोचिंग सेंटर नियर बाय, बट फिर भी उसको इंस्ट्रक्टेड लेड रियल टाइम एनवायरमेंट पे स्टडी करना है, यू कैन सजेस्ट दैट स्टूडेंट ऑनलाइन लाइव. बट जिसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, ठीक है, आप उसको ऑनलाइन रिकॉर्डेड दे सकते. फिर भी अब एक मार्केटिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम बात कर लेते हैं. अगर आपके पास कोई भी इंक्वायरी आती है तो अब आपके पास दोनों ऑप्शंस हैं. एक है लाइव एनवायरनमेंट, एक है रिकॉर्डेड एनवायरनमेंट. प्लीज रिमेंबर कि आपका स्टूडेंट हो सके उतना आपके पास से ही IELTS कोचिंग ले, ये देखा करो. अदरवाइज what will happen, you are allowing your competitor to access your student. और ज्यादातर देखा गया है जो स्टूडेंट IELTS करने के लिए इंस्टीट्यूट में जाता है वो उसी इंस्टीट्यूट में से स्टडी अब्रॉड सॉल्यूशन ले लेता है. वो बात अलग है कि अगर UMBA जैसा प्रोग्राम है जो विच इज नॉट अदरवाइज अवेलेबल टू आवर कॉम्पिटिटर्स, देयर इज नो फियर. बट ये डेफिनेटली रिस्क हो सकता है कि वहां पर उसका काउंसलिंग UMBA के अगेंस्ट में कर दिया जाए और रेगुलर MBA के लिए कर दिया जाए, तो यू मे स्टैंड लूजिंग आउट वन गुड इंक्वायरी. तो प्लीज रिमेंबर that any student who comes to you for study abroad और इंटरनेशनल एजुकेशन सॉल्यूशन के लिए अगर आपके पास आता है तो आपके पास दोनों वर्जन हैं, रिकॉर्डेड वर्जन भी है, लाइव वर्जन भी है. आप उसमें उसको एनरोल कर सकते हो और आपको करना चाहिए, राइट. सो द लास्ट पार्ट इज फी स्ट्रक्चर. अब हमारे पास 2 है, ऑनलाइन लाइव है और दूसरा है ऑनलाइन रिकॉर्डेड. तो रिकॉर्डेड में जिसको हम कहते हैं ऐप बेस्ड, ठीक है, ऐप बेस्ड है, और एक ऑनलाइन लाइव है. तो IELTS एकेडमिक्स ऑनलाइन लाइव है 7,999 इज अ फी. ओके, 7,999 इज अ फी. ऐप बेस्ड में IELTS एकेडमिक्स 7,999 है, लेकिन उसके अलावा हमारे पास और दूसरे 4 प्रोग्राम्स हैं. लाइक फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग 24/7. अब ये प्रोग्राम हमने क्यों बनाया हुआ है, राइट, क्यों बनाया हुआ है? ये प्रोग्राम उन बच्चों के लिए है जिनको IELTS डायरेक्ट करने में अभी भी झिझक हो रही है. स्टूडेंट हु इज कमिंग फ्रॉम vernacular background, not very well conversant with the English language per se, okay, जिसको IELTS करके स्टडी अब्रॉड में जाना है, तो उसका एक फियर फैक्टर बहुत बड़ा होता है. So here student may not be very confident for the IELTS in the beginning, so you can suggest that student English speaking first. ठीक है, यहाँ पर स्पोकन इंग्लिश के ऊपर फोकस दिया जाता है, एंड आफ्टर दैट द स्टूडेंट कैन गो फॉर द IELTS. सो ये उसके लिए है. दूसरा जो है, देयर इज स्मॉल मिस्टेक, 24/7 बिजनेस इंग्लिश फॉर बिगिनर्स, एंड सेकंड वन इज नॉट बिगिनर्स, इट इज एडवांस. दैट्स माय मिस्टेक. So please do the necessary correction at your end. So 24/7 business English for beginners or advanced, ठीक है, दोनों के लिए जो फीस है that is 7,999. अब आप बोलोगे ये प्रोग्राम हम क्यों बता रहे हैं आपको. हो सकता है आपके पास you may have access of the corporates जहां पर वो अपने एम्प्लॉइज के लिए इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग प्रोग्राम करते हैं, but they do not want their employees to sit down in a classroom session during their job hours. उनके लिए यहाँ पर ये ऐप बेस्ड जो है वो बहुत यूजफुल रहेगा. So you can ask them to enroll into this program. Apart from that, students, or rather I would say the working professionals who are traveling abroad for business purposes or a job purposes or a short-term travel purposes, they need to brush up their English proficiency, language proficiency. वो ये प्रोग्राम में जा सकते हैं. And the last is practical English 24/7, 14,999. अब ये क्या प्रोग्राम है? ये पूरे 1 साल का प्रोग्राम है. This is 1 year program, and this program is actually taking students right from proper grammar to IELTS. इसके अंदर IELTS इंक्लूडेड है, यानी इसमें स्टूडेंट को अगर सेपरेटली IELTS करने की जरूरत नहीं है. सो शुरुआत में वो कम से कम 8 से 9 महीना, और यू कैन से 9 से 10 महीने तक इंग्लिश एज अ लैंग्वेज विच इंक्लूड द ग्रामर एंड एवरीथिंग, ओके, वो सीखेगा, और आखिर के 2 या 3 महीने में उसका IELTS का वो ब्रशअप कर सकता है. राइट. सो इन दिस मॉड्यूल IELTS is included, so उसको separately नहीं करना पड़ेगा. अब ये आप किसको भेज सकते हैं? Let's say you have an inquiry, the student who is currently studying in 3rd year of engineering wanted to pursue for higher studies post his 4th year of graduation, okay, but that student is not very confident about English language. Put that student onto this program. That's very ideal for this kind of program. And answering to Ramesh, yes, the fees is inclusive of GST. Right? It is inclusive of GST. Right? So that's all from my side for as far as the content is concerned. Okay, IELTS module is concerned. Okay, now I'm open for question and answer. And let's have sales dialogues on it. And I would like to pick up the real life situations wherein I can respond to you as a counselor. So you can think like a student, or you may think like a parent, okay, and you can answer me. Just a minute. Okay. So I am a counselor now. You are a student or you are a parent. You have come for IELTS inquiry. Okay, IELTS coaching inquiry. Okay, so whatever I wanted to tell you about IELTS, I discussed everything. Now you can ask me. I want to close your sale.
One question which comes to my mind is that one, we have 2 versions. One is the recorded version, second is the live version. Okay. In recorded version, of course, I'll keep going. If I have some doubts, there will be any contact session available once in a week to clarify any doubt, because recorded session is recorded session, because if I don't understand anything, I will not get any help.
Okay. Ramesh, ये थोड़ा सा tricky situation है. What is that tricky situation? For one-to-one cases, it's very difficult to organize master classes. But let's say I know you, Radha, both of you are well, associated with institutions where you are having access of the students. Okay, आप किसी institution को ये पूरा solution देते हो, and you may have, let's say, 10 students or 15 students for any particular college, or even let's say 5 students also. Okay, so we don't mind to put up once in a week masterclass for those students to answer their queries.
Okay.
Right, Venkat? That's possible, right?
This live session will be on a predetermined dates and time, right?
Yes.
The schedule रहेगा, correct?
One thing I missed out to tell you about, online live session. Usually there are 3 batches which are going on always. One is early morning batch, second is evening batch, and third is late evening batch. Okay, so we can cover all the students. Yeah, Venkat, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to put a query on behalf of all the counselors who are here. Doesn't this IELTS or IELTS be rather a connecting thread to ones who want to aspire to go to study abroad? So can you advise how can that sales pitch from IELTS can switch to study abroad? Like, how can we connect both of them?
Okay, see, first of all, there are 2 different, situation wherein we meet student. One is we meet students on one-on-one basis. Okay, और उसमें 2 तरह का होता है. एक होता है हम telecalling activity के through we are generating inquiries or the leads out of the database. ठीक है, तो वो एक typical retail situation. और दूसरा retail situation है wherein inquiry walks into our office. Okay, और हम उसको solution देते हैं. अब पहली बात तो आपको ये समझ लेनी है कि it is in the common knowledge of every student and parents nowadays that if any student wants to go for higher studies abroad, उसको IELTS करना है, right? ये वो सबको पता है. तो लोग क्या करते हैं, that's very unfortunate sometimes, without understanding the kind of program which they need to undergo or they want to take up, okay, or the university or the location, वो सबसे पहले IELTS कोचिंग के लिए चले जाते हैं, and without understanding कि कितना minimum score मुझे I want to earn, वो लेकर आ जाते हैं 5.5, 6, 6.5 वगैरह, while their actual potential is much different. So unfortunately, why am I telling you this? Probably I'm not answering straight away to your question, but I'm just building up this entire situation for one simple reason is IELTS coaching is highly unorganized and undirected activity. Unfortunately, right? So पहली बात तो ये कि अगर आपके पास इंक्वायरी आती है तो सबसे पहले आपको ये देख लेना है कि IELTS कोचिंग उसने किया है नहीं किया. नंबर 2 इज इससे पूरा विपरीत है जो यूजुअली मेरे ख्याल से राधा और रमेश. राधा आपने वीडियो बंद कर दिया. आई एम रियली मिसिंग यू. यू आर लुकिंग टू गुड टुडे. ओके, so Radha or Ramesh who are associated with colleges, there we can certainly go and pitch the importance of IELTS, irrespective whether students really need to go for study abroad or for immigration or for a job anytime in the future. क्योंकि देखिए particularly जो student engineering के होते हैं जो eventually IT में अपना career करते हैं, so they are not very clear about IELTS at all. Because उनका clear होता है कि हमको बाहर जाना नहीं तो why to think about IELTS. But please understand, this student when they will be traveling on the projects to foreign country, they are going to face a problem. तो मैं तो ये कहता हूँ, IELTS has no actually connect with the study abroad alone, but it is actually advisable for every student to check their English communicative English proficiency, and which will not cost them much. Right? ये पहली बात है. दूसरी बात, Ramesh, I'm coming back to you.
Yeah.
The second point is IELTS का स्कोर या IELTS कोचिंग करने के बाद या टेस्ट देने के बाद स्टडी अब्रॉड का इंक्वायरी करना, उसके बजाय स्टडी अब्रॉड का इंक्वायरी करने के बाद एक स्ट्रैटेजी से आप इंग्लिश IELTS कोचिंग लेते हो. there is a huge difference between both of this. Because your IELTS coaching journey, like your study abroad, or maybe, typically we are talking about the UMBA now, okay? उसके जैसा guided or informed decision होना चाहिए. That journey should be guided. Okay? ज्यादातर means मुझे नहीं लगता है किसी स्टूडेंट को ये पता होगा कि 9 बैंड्स का इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या है, कौन से 4 कंपोनेंट्स के बारे में हमको वहां पर सिखाया जाएगा, उसके टेस्टिंग के फॉर्मेट्स क्या होते हैं. ठीक है, टेस्टिंग फॉर्मेट में मुझे किस फॉर्मेट में क्या सवाल पूछा जाएगा, यानी रीडिंग राइटिंग में क्या पूछा जाएगा. पीपल आर नॉट हैविंग एनी आइडिया अबाउट इट, एंड देयर इज नो हार्म that you can use this video, because today it is getting recorded, so you can actually use this video to share it with the inquiries and make them understand what is IELTS. अब मैं आपको और एक बता देता हूँ, that is something which is very very important aspects I simply missed out, my mistake. English proficiency के लिए 3 तरह का टेस्टिंग होता है. One is TOEFL, which is outdated now, right? दूसरा होता है IELTS, और तीसरा होता है PTE, पियर्सन टेस्ट ऑफ इंग्लिश.
करेक्ट,
राइट. अब ये IELTS और पियर्सन टेस्टिंग में क्या फर्क है? यूजुअली PTE हैज बीन एक्सेप्टेड फॉर द अंडरग्रेड प्रोग्राम, बट नॉट ऑलवेज नेसेसरी. इवन देयर आर यूनिवर्सिटी फॉर अंडरग्रेड प्रोग्राम, दे आर एक्सेप्टिंग IELTS को, बट रिमेंबर PTE इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेड फॉर मास्टर्स प्रोग्राम. वहां पर तो आपको IELTS ही चाहिए, right? So IELTS is actually made for postgrad or master's program, and PTE is made for undergrad program, right? Venkat, have I answered your question, or you were
actually the logic why I was looking at is, suppose anyone thinking like they have enrolled in IELTS, a particular student, or they have convinced to go through IELTS exam. It is also a sort of creating a prospect for the next step of going abroad. Not necessarily all of them, for that matter, sure, but at least it's a stepping stone next to go to study abroad. That's where I think there is a connect, if you agree on that.
Yeah. There is one more thing, participants, all of you should also remember, कि ICSE school या IB school के अंदर, they are asking student to study one or more than one foreign language. वो चाहे जर्मन हो सकती है, फ्रेंच हो सकती है, स्पेनिश हो सकती है, कुछ भी हो सकती है, राइट? अब जो स्टूडेंट ये लैंग्वेज सीखते हैं ड्यूरिंग द स्कूल, मोस्ट ऑफ देम दे आर पासिंग आउट देयर टेस्ट कोर्स. ठीक है, लाइक जर्मन किया तो वो A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2 कुछ तो वो पास करेगा, without expecting or without understanding whether that student has any plan to study in Germany or not. लेकिन वो एक सर्टिफिकेट लेके रखता है, which is unfortunately is not in the case of IELTS. So at any point in time, if you come across with school student, and this is not applicable for Ritesh and his team, okay, because they are focusing more on a UMBA part, but others, for other counselors, I am sharing this. अगर आपके पास कोई स्कूल स्टूडेंट आता है जिसके पास आप KP असेसमेंट करते हो, guide those parents कि anyway your child is studying English language, why don't you put your child onto IELTS coaching, get that certified, so you will get to know what is your English language proficiency. Okay, that's another way of effectively market a product, cross selling bolo, upselling bolo, whatever it is. Right? Ramesh, you wanted to ask something.
I actually got the answer while you're just explaining. But anyway, what I'm saying, when we are, having seminars, sessions in the colleges, universities, it is preferable, because this is valid for 2 years, this course. Is it preferable that he starts his preparation from the third, if he is engineering, starts his preparation from the 3rd year or the 4th year? Because even if he passes in the 4th year, it's valid for 2 years, correct?
Yes.
What do you recommend? What do you recommend?
Yes. But Ramesh, I still recommend that the student, when the student is studying in 2nd year, should start the coaching part of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Reason is 2nd year में academic pressure बच्चों पे कम होता है. 3rd year में internship और projects काफी आ जाते हैं. So student will not find it comfortable, taking up the IELTS coaching. Number two, normally क्या होता है, स्टूडेंट जब स्कूल से कॉलेज में जाते हैं तो पहले 2 साल मस्ती कर लेते हैं, and suddenly in third year they realize कि their overall CGPA is falling down, so they are giving more focus to CGPA than IELTS coaching kind of thing. तो मैं अभी भी रेकमेंड करूंगा कि सेकेंड ईयर में कोचिंग करो, थर्ड ईयर में टेस्टिंग दो, तो आपका 2 साल वैसे भी चलेगा, ठीक है. सो दैट वैलिडिटी विल ऑलवेज हेल्प यू टू टेक द एडमिशन फॉर अब्रॉड प्रोग्राम.
And the most important part here is that what is the score they have to get into a good institution. Because they may feel somebody, any coaching centers में ठीक है 6.5 लेकिन उसे चलेगा, 6 चलेगा, maybe 7 very rarely, institutions. But if the student is given awareness, at least till the band of 8, then he is okay, fine. He will strive his level best to get. मेरे को 7.5 आने से मेरे को probably I'll be preferred in the
Okay.
institution.
I'll take a minute more on briefing you the real time example which happened in TASA Global.
Okay.
Okay, we got a student in 2017. That student passed out BTech with 11 backlogs. 11 backlogs. Okay. 2012 में उसने पास आउट कर दिया था, and he approached us in 2017 for master's program. So there were 5 years of gap, academic gaps था, ठीक है. उसके पास professional experience था 5 साल का. But then he was expecting us to get the admission in best of the best university. ठीक है. So we opted many university and we suggested him, and he zeroed down on the University of Surrey. Okay, UK में, for the program business analytics, and we were damn sure that he will not get qualified for that. Damn sure, क्योंकि उसका CGPA था that was 8.2 या 8.5 था कुछ था, but 11 backlogs and the 5 years of gap. Okay, so we were damn sure that he is not going to get the admission. So we actually, enrolled him in some other program as well, parallelly, as a backup. But his IELTS score was 8.5.
Oh.
Okay. You know what happened? Not only he got admission in University of Surrey, but he got scholarship also, worth of 2,500 euros.
Wow, that's a clear example, good example actually.
Excellent. और क्या होता है मैं आपको बताता हूँ, आप भी आपका कोई भी प्रोफाइल उठाकर देख लो, आपके पास जो आते हैं, स्टूडेंट का स्कोर होगा 8.5 CGPA, 9 CGPA, लेकिन IELTS स्कोर होगा उसका 6.5. इसी स्टूडेंट का 6.5 के बजाय 7.5 है, surely he'll get some scholarship, some amount of scholarship he will get it.
So this is the awareness, it has to pass on to the students.
Exactly.
Yeah.
देखिए मैंने आपको एक वर्ड बताया, I use that word, that IELTS coaching has to be the most guided and informed decision.
It is not structured as of now in India.
No,
Yeah.
आपको सिर्फ जाने के लिए, it's not like a passport कि आपको IELTS स्कोर चाहिए, आपका IELTS स्कोर कितना होना है. If university is asking for 6.5 band and if you are producing 7.5 bands, believe me, you are going to get some scholarship, or you may get unconditional offer. और इसके आने वाले दूसरे भी फायदे हैं. In many situations or occasions, students are actually increasing the probability of getting on-campus, work. वो चाहे teaching assistants हो, research assistants हो, admin assistants हो, कहीं ना कहीं पे उसको मिल जाएगा. So IELTS का importance don't underestimate.
Makaran, just to add to this, what you're saying, the importance. Just now in this year, we have sent one girl, Ayushi. She scored 8.5 in her IELTS, and she got 60 lakhs worth of scholarship.
Oh wow!
It's in medical line.
Medical, na?
Medical. So 60 lakhs of scholarship is not a joke.
Oh, fantastic! Wow.
And that IELTS played a very massive role out there. 8.5 she got.
Very critical.
That is where I was trying to tell Makaran, like, I think it can really connect very well to the study abroad if they really do well in IELTS.
True.
And it can be a very good product for us to pitch when we are talking to the walk-ins or prospects.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, friends, anyone has any question?
May I request others to please participate and put your questions, please?
Is there any, I mean, with regards to competition, I'm saying there are very, like Makaran rightly said, there are very unorganized players in the market. Somebody is offering for 5,000 or 3,000 or 4,000. But let's say that somebody has gone through one or two outlets and has come to us. How do you handle, I mean, why am I asking you that kind of piece? 7,500, how better is my product? Is there any way we can explain?
Okay, first of all, it's a very important question, and every one of us should remember this while we are selling IELTS to our inquiries. जो online recorded version है, all those faculties are coming from the English speaking country.
Yeah, it's
They
very
are not
important.
Indians.
Yeah.
Please remember, they are not Indians, and precisely they are Britishers, or you can say Europeans. So you are actually learning language from the people whose native language is English. This has to be the very, very important selling factor, that you learn from the British faculties. And I remember, ज्योति, अगर आपके पास पुराने कॉलेक्टर से तो वो निकाल के लोगों को उसको अपडेट करके शेयर करो, जिसमें हमने लिखा है कि लर्न IELTS फ्रॉम ब्रिटिश फैकल्टीज. ये पहली बात है. और ऑनलाइन लाइव में द फैकल्टीज आर इंडियन, बट दोज आर ऑल ब्रिटिश काउंसिल and the Cambridge certified faculties, right? अब आप इसको आपके एक लोकल मार्केट के साथ जोड़ लो. आप चले जाओ आपके किसी भी कोचिंग सेंटर में, लोकल मार्केट में चले जाओ. Almost in all probabilities, you will not find people who are British Council or Cambridge certified faculties. They are regular English teacher.
Yeah, correct.
They are regular English teacher. They are upgrading themselves using the YouTube videos.
In fact, Makaran, if you can show a small demo when any student comes, either through a laptop or through a, that will clearly impress, because उसको समझ में आएगा. It'll be very clear that he is learning from an English native speaker.
Yeah, in fact, in that in a counseling process, we can certainly improve that.
Correct, correct.
Right? और दूसरी बात मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि in online recorded version, if any student, not always, ये मैं सिर्फ बता के रखता हूँ, any student wants to take up a small demo, we will give that small demo to them. But that will be administered by us, not by student. यानी हम उस स्टूडेंट को यूजर आईडी पासवर्ड दे देंगे, ऐसा नहीं होगा. Okay, so we personally have to administer कि किस तरह से उसको ये करना है. So he will get a first-hand information. Radha, can we get following presentation on UMB? Yeah, my mistakes, I did not forward it to Renuka, but immediately after this session, I'll forward this. अच्छा, ये presentation भी आपको मिल जाएगा. And I did not get what is WhatsApp GIF.
The GIF image that we need to forward to for the prospective students. We need to make a GIF image.
He's talking
Sticker
promotion.
lighting.
He's talking
IELTS.
promotion.
IELTS.
Not only for IELTS, but also for UMBA, Makaran.
So Jyoti, please provide the collaterals, marketing collaterals of IELTS and
Exactly.
UMBA to all the participants.
Makaran, we'll be doing that shortly.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
We'll be doing
And we
that.
will send.
Great. Okay. Any other question anyone has?
Yeah, Makaran, hi, Ritesh here.
Yeah. Ritesh.
Basically, if you could just tell me, from your offices, the TASA offices, how much does the live session sell and how much the recording? If you could give the percentages, so that could help.
Okay. Ritesh, unfortunately, we will not be in a position to provide any data on this for simple reason that online live we have recently started. Okay, so we do not have much track record onto it. Okay. But as far as the segment has concerned, Please remember the online live and online recorded, both the segments are different. Both are different. And you cannot certainly use, even if the statistics would have been available, it doesn't actually help you to close your inquiries. आप क्योंकि अगर आप ये नहीं बता सकते कि दोनों का 50-50% है या किसी में 80% ज्यादा ऑनलाइन लाइव में जाते हैं तो आप भी ऑनलाइन लाइव में जाओ, ऐसा नहीं है. द सेगमेंटेशंस आर डिफरेंट. मैंने आपको मेरे सेशन में आपको मैंने बताया कि ऑनलाइन लाइव का सेगमेंट कौन है और ऑनलाइन रिकॉर्डेड का कौन है. ओके, तो जो प्रोफाइल के इंक्वायरीज को आप हैंडल कर रहे हो, ठीक है, you simply have to suggest both the options. Let student take up any option from there. Main objective क्या है कि by promoting online live or online recorded, either of this, we should prevent inquiry to walk into the competitors' place. ये हमको रोकना है. That is our focus.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
No questions from my side, Makaran.
Okay, thank you. Himanshi, any question? Dipti, Renuka, Radha, Venkat, any question on IELTS?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So let me conclude this session today.
Makaran, 1 second.
Yeah.
There are some questions put in the chat. We'll just see whether we had covered everything.
For live as well as recorded, the fee structure is same, 7,999.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is same.
No, I think. No, it's been done.
It's done. All questions have been answered, sir.
Yeah.
So friends, once again, sincere apology for not being able to, or rather, I couldn't provide you that UMBA, presentation, which will reach you by today. Okay. We'll also share this IELTS presentation for you. Okay. I think all of you are also connected on the WhatsApp group. So in case if you have any queries related to UMBA or maybe for IELTS, you can certainly connect with me through WhatsApp. As far as collaterals are concerned, Jyoti, please, as Venkat already confirmed that we will be providing, so just ensure that it reaches to people in time. Okay, along with that link for registration, because that Zoho link is very, very important for people, wherein they can come and register. Okay.
Yeah.
Do share that, and anywhere, Jyoti, if you face any challenge, or Venkat, you face any challenge, please help. Let me know.
We'll touch base.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? So thank you very much, friends, for connecting with me. I wish you all the very best for achieving UMB and IELTS greater number of enrollments, and let's have a very good fun this Diwali for all of us.
Thank you, Makaran. Thank you, Venkat. Thank you,
Thank
team.
you, sir.
Thanks, Mac. It's been a great session here. Thank you so
Good
much.
session. Good session.
Yeah.
Mm.